46 years.
3 beloved isles.
1 beloved station, Radio Cayman.
The voice.
The heart.
The soul of the Cayman Islands.
In answer to his question about the subjects.
There are more questions than answers.
Radio Cayman, talk today.
Oh, what a compliment. For that, I thank you.
What is happening now? There are hopeless and hungry.
Now it's time for us to stand up to God or we fall to nothing.
It's time now for Radio Cayman's Talk Today. If you're ready to talk, we're willing to listen. Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Listening to the general public, what the public is saying.
Good afternoon, everybody, and happy Earth Day. It is officially Earth Day today, and remember, tomorrow is a big island-wide, or countrywide, I should say, cleanup. So don't forget to participate in Earth Day for the Cayman Islands. I'm Kathy Miller. I'm filling in today for Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. We were supposed to have Anita Khan filling in today, but she wasn't able to make it, so you got me once again. I know you're excited. And today on the show, on our first segment, we have Cayman Enterprise City and the winner of their business design competition. Then after that, we will welcome the Executive Director of the Crisis Center Cayman Islands to discuss their Ride-a-thon fundraiser. And then we have Deniston Tibbetts, President of the Seafarers Association, to talk about the seafarers. So we're going to throw it back for a quick commercial break and a disclaimer, and then we're going to start our first segment off with Cayman Enterprise City and the winner of their business design competition. Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration, Tourism and Transport. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. MedLab in Smith Road Plaza, your complete medical laboratory solution. Call 949-7331. And Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside Shopping Village, convenient opening hours including Sundays and holidays.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today, the Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program. We ask our listeners to avoid statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use any indecent language or make any statement which is false or misleading. Email talktoday@candw.ky or call 1-800-534-8255.
Courtesy of Live Communication.
Let your voice be heard. Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Kathy Miller. And in our first segment of Talk Today, we're welcoming Cayman Enterprise City and the winner of their business design competition. In studio with me right now is Peter Riley, VP of Public Engagement and Technology from Cayman Enterprise City, and George Walkup, business design winner and founder of emailchaser.io. Good afternoon, gentlemen, and how are you doing today?
Good afternoon. Doing very well, thank you.
Excellent.
Doing well, thanks.
Good. Is this your first time on radio with us today, George?
Yes, I'm excited. Thanks for giving the opportunity.
It's going to be good. It's going to be easy.
Okay,
and then any other media you do, you'll just sail right through this. It might not be as exciting as us, but, it'll still be a good feeling. You'll almost be a pro. Now, I get that you're the winner of the business design competition, so a huge congratulations to you.
Thank you.
This is a project, an exciting competition, one of my favorite that happens in the Cayman Islands. I think it's absolutely brilliant. It's such a good idea to get people to work towards putting a business together and to get their ideas out there, and then to be in an environment where it's very creative. It's supported by a lot of different business leaders from all different industries, and you get a lot of guidance towards basically pitching your business idea, and then the best pitch wins, right?
That's the idea, yeah. So it's a very exciting competition for us. It's months and months of work. The whole idea is to promote innovation and creative thinking in the Cayman Islands. There's a lot of people out there that have got some great ideas, great business potential, and this is basically a platform for them to showcase their idea. We'll put them through some workshops and put them on the stage to pitch to some very important and influential people in Cayman, and we have a very worthy winner, and hopefully they'll go on to greater things.
I think so. I mean, this is a good step so far, George, so you never know, right? I want to know, well, all our listeners, I personally know a bit of the background of the business design competition, but for our listeners out there who don't know what it is, who maybe not have listen to our previous talks on it. Give him an idea of how the business design competition came about and the various stages of it.
Okay, sure. So we recognised that there was this opportunity to do more in Cayman to try and, like I say, foster that kind of creative thinking and entrepreneurial spirit. And we came up with this idea based along the lines of Dragon's Den or Shark Tank, where we have this like competition day. So we have like a series of different workshops. Well, first of all, I'll go back to the beginning. So the people we encourage people in Cayman to apply with their business idea. It goes to a panel of judges who then review their idea against various criteria such as sustainability, growth, economic impact, local community impact and such. And those best competitions then go through to a series of different workshops and events, and we try and nurture and develop their idea. They're partnered with members from the Special Economic Zone at Cayman Enterprise City who then mentor their projects and help give them some guidance and steering to basically develop their idea. So when it gets to the actual pitch day, they're giving this great, fantastic show, this great pitch, and we have a very deserving winner who goes home and takes home like the $10,000 cash prize, as well as a whole suite of support packages for a startup company, startup business. But it's not just about the competition, it's also part of the Launch Labs initiative as well, which is like our ongoing business incubator as well. So there's a bit of fun, there's a bit of show, but it's meant to be like a longer journey as well.
That's pretty awesome. And I remember we had, I think it was last year's winners in, I want to say it was BizHub.
BizHub, yep.
Yes, and they were really young. I think they were, to me, I thought they were still in high school. I think they might have just been in high school or maybe just graduated, but that was pretty amazing. And I've been following their social media since they've been with us because I would love to be able to support something like that. So BizHub was another great initiative, and I think that was the first. That was
the first winners, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
winners.
We brought them back for this year's competition so they could share their experiences as well as part of that design thinking weekend. And they could talk about the pitch day itself and some of the different bits of work and things that they did to try and gestate their idea. And it was really good to get them back involved.
So George, for you, how did you hear about the business design competition?
I was on LinkedIn just scrolling through my newsfeed, and I just saw a post from Cayman Enterprise City, and I was actually planning to leave the island, but then I decided to apply to this competition because I thought it was a good opportunity. And I think the day before my flights, where I was leaving the island, I got an email from Cayman Enterprise City saying that I made the top 10 finalists.
Wow.
So I then decided to cancel my flights the next day and stay on island.
Wow.
To do the competition. And obviously, I'm glad I stayed because it worked out well for me. But yeah, that's how I heard about it.
That's a really big decision to make. First, you were like, okay, I'm going to leave the island. Possibly, was it to move? Was it employment or
So when I say
school?
leave the island, not forever. Just I've been spending a lot of time in Cancun, Mexico for the last 2 years. So I've been going back and forth between Cayman and Cancun. So I was going to go back, but then I decided to stay in Cayman for longer.
Okay. What are you doing in Cancun?
Well, I work remotely.
Interest. Okay.
Yeah, I work remotely, so I like to mix it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were going to go back to Cancun,
yeah.
I assume, all right, for a little bit of period of time, and
yeah.
And then you heard about that you are a top 10 finalist.
So I decided to stay.
Okay. Did you hear about the competition the first year when they were running this?
I think I recall reading some articles about it about a year ago. But then since then, I hadn't thought much about it. So then when I saw it again on LinkedIn being promoted, it was I think I already had an idea of what it was about, but it was definitely a reminder. Yeah.
Now, did you always have this business idea in your head? Because you're going to tell us what emailchaser.io is, right? So
sure. Yeah,
was this always in your head?
So emailchaser.io is I haven't always had this idea. I mean, it's a relatively new concept. I only started this website at the beginning of this year pretty much. And so emailchaser.io is a website which allows you to find almost anyone's email address, even if those emails are not publicly available. So it's basically a sales tool for salespeople and sales teams who, if they're doing email outreach to sell whatever their product or service is, they need to find the email address of someone. They can use emailchaser.io to find their email. Obviously, there's some emails that you just can never find for whatever reason, but it's pretty accurate. And yeah, that's the main concept of the website. But there's other features that I'm working on building right now, such as a lead finder, a CRM, a automatic follow-up emails.
Before you even go further,
yeah,
what is a lead finder and a CRM?
Sure. So a lead finder is basically you can go to emailchaser.io and you can enter the type of person you're trying to find. So for example, a CEO or HR manager, and then you can enter what industry. So you can enter, for example, healthcare industry. Then you can enter the location. So maybe it's going to be the U.S. or a specific city in the U.S. And then you press find leads, and then we have a database of all these leads. So then we'll just display all these people and the companies that they work at, which you can then contact. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's a lead.
Yeah, that's the lead
That's
finder.
a lead finder.
Yeah, just the lead. But that's actually not live yet on the website. That goes live in about a week.
Okay, it's going to be one of the features of the website then.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then the CRM.
CRM is just, I think it stands for Customer Relationship Management Tool. So if you're a salesperson or sales team and you're obviously emailing potential customers or existing customers, you want to have basically somewhere that you can make notes about all your different prospects or clients so that you can remember the details about each specific one, because you might email them and then 6 months goes by and then you email them again, but you want to remember what you said last time you emailed them. So CRM is just somewhere that you can record all this information about each client.
I'm an account executive, so I do sales. So knowing that there's something like that email finder is so important, because anybody who's done sales that is trying to get to, you want to get the decision maker, whoever's saying yes or no to whatever you're selling. I don't want to go through 4 people to get to your decision maker. I don't want to go through the receptionist who's going to be the gatekeeper. And we all know there's a gatekeeper level there. There's a gatekeeper level as we keep going higher. And it can be really frustrating. Yeah,
and the problem is that most of these decision makers, their emails are not publicly available.
Exactly.
So you can't just go to their website and just find their email. That's not how it works.
Sometimes, but a lot of the time, no. You need a little bit more, and it's a lot easier when you can make that direct contact. So I really like this idea. I think it's great. It's great for anybody who is in sales or in marketing as well. We got to take our first commercial break, but when we return, we're gonna go further into the details of what emailchaser.io is.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointment.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
A caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
Every day in the Cayman Islands, nonprofits and their volunteers work tirelessly, improving our communities and the lives of the people within them.
With GiversPlanet.com, you can make a difference by supporting a fundraising effort or starting your own. Givers Planet provides an online solution to conveniently raise money for your worthy cause. Whether you are fundraising for medical needs, education, animal welfare, youth programs, religious missions, school PTA efforts, or a nonprofit.
Simply create your fundraiser at GiversPlanet.com and spread the word to your local and international supporters so that they can visit and make a secure online donation. Start fundraising online today with GiversPlanet.com.
Attention parents and guardians. Any child who is 5 years old by 31st August must be enrolled in an approved educational program, including government, private, or homeschooling program. Registration for the 2022-23 academic year begins on 1st April. Applications received before 1st April will not be considered. Detailed students' registration guidelines and forms are available on the Department of Education Services website at www.schools.edu.ky or by emailing edu.registration@gov.ky.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Kathy Miller, filling in for Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. And in this segment, we are talking with Peter Riley, the VP of Public Engagement and Technology from Cayman Enterprise City, and George Walkup. He is the business design winner and the founder of emailchaser.io. The business design competition was a competition that's been going on from, I remember in December we were talking about it, Peter, right?
Yes.
We were talking about it then. I can't remember if it was December deadline or if there was a January deadline to submit, but it's something like that. I'm not going to rack your brain too much. I can barely remember yesterday, so you don't have to remember 5 months ago to worry about it. But that's about how long this competition has been going on for, since at least then to now. And we do have our winner today who's in studio with us. And George was just talking to us about what some of the features of emailchaser.io are. And you'd mentioned three main features, and one was the lead generator. There was the CRM, which is a customer relationship manager. And the third one, I can't remember the third one.
So the main feature is the email finder, which allows you to find people's email addresses.
Yes, my bad.
But that's okay. But we have some other features that we're in the process of building right now. So, for example, we're going to build a feature that allows you to send automatic follow-up emails to people. So if you are a salesperson or sales team and you're emailing potential prospects and someone doesn't respond to your email, Email Chaser will then automatically send them a follow-up email. And so that's just an example of one of the other features that we're currently working on.
Can that follow-up email be customized?
Yeah, so you can customize everything. You can customize the number of emails that you're going to send as follow-ups. You can customize the content of those emails, the intervals in terms of what the delay is between those follow-up emails.
That's very interesting. I think that's great, and it's a great sales tool. I hope my bosses are listening very closely to this segment because it sounds like something that we could absolutely use. Do you have to subscribe to emailchaser.io or become like a member of it? Is there a fee for anybody to use the site?
So you can do up to 10 searches per day for free, actually from the homepage without even signing up for an account. But the way that Email Chaser will be making money is we're going to charge a monthly recurring subscription. So you pay a monthly fee. The amount depends on how many email searches you want to do per month. And we're actually just waiting for the payment gateway to be approved by CIBC Bank in Cayman. Mm-hmm. That should be approved literally any day now. It's super close to being set up. So once that's approved, we're going to basically be able to launch properly and accept payments.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Congrats. I think that you look very happy. You're like,
yeah,
yes.
It's been a long time. So I've been waiting a while for this payment gateway to be set up. So I'm happy that we're finally at the end stage.
Sometimes the logistics with that could take a little longer, and I want to pull my hair out sometimes when you have to deal with certain agencies, I guess.
Yeah.
The bank thing is a big process. It could take a long time. Just to get a business bank account, never mind everything else that you have to do.
Well, I actually used Email Chaser to find the email address of the CEO of CIBC Bank, and I emailed her because I was having, and I'm not trying to complain about CIBC. I'm just saying that I emailed the CEO because I was having some serious issues setting up this payment gateway, yes. And the CEO actually did receive my email and then forwarded my email to the relevant person in Cayman, and let's just say that it got moving from that moment on. But
I love that. That is a real life example of you using your own site, your own business that you created to reach the CEO of a bank to help basically propel everything that you need done, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome.
I mean, if you send one email to the right person, it can make a big difference. So I think that's the sort of general theme behind Email Chaser is finding that decision maker's email and just sending a good email to them, and that's it.
And this was an idea that was in your head from...
Yes, I already have a background in sales and marketing, so I already have sort of these concepts in my mind already, but...
So those are some of the things that were frustrating to you.
Yeah, but the sort of specific idea for Email Chaser came about when I was traveling from Cancun back to Cayman towards the end of last year, and again, this is going to sound a little crazy, but it actually happened. So my girlfriend checked in her bag when she was flying from Cancun to Cayman, but through Cuba. Her bag got lost in Cuba, and so no one at the Cuban airport was helping us get the bag back. It
No
was
surprise.
just lost. No one was helping
Yeah,
us.
it wasn't lost, but
so I already had knowledge about how to find emails to a
Mhm.
pretty good degree. So I found the email of the CEO of the airline that we were flying on, and I emailed him. And again, surprisingly, he actually received my email and then forwarded it to the right person. And then from there, we were actually able to get her bag back. But that was sort of, from that moment, I decided to make Email Chaser because I just realized that finding the right person email is a major problem. 99.9% of people don't know how to do it. So I thought there was opportunity to make a website or tool to solve that.
I think it's brilliant. I absolutely love it. I think this is such a great idea, a great business idea. Congrats.
Yeah.
You look very happy. It's a great thing.
Well,
And-
there's no question this idea is a fantastic idea. I mean, the
Yeah.
judges as well in the competition, they had so many good things to say about George's business acumen and his idea. I mean, he's really on a winner with this.
And I know this is a somewhat inappropriate question to ask because you're not supposed to ask people's age.
It's okay. You can ask me.
Can I ask you how young you are?
Sure. So I'm 25 years old. I actually saw an article that was published recently. I think I can't remember the website. It's a Cayman News website, but they said I was 27, but I'm actually 25.
25.
Not much of a difference, but yeah.
Still looking 19 maybe, so you
Yeah,
got that going.
yeah.
But
I have the baby
excellent.
face, I suppose. But
Hey, go run with it. Run with it for as long as you can. So 25 years old, you have this absolutely amazing business concept. It's come to fruition. It's out there. You won a business competition in Cayman. You're the recipient of $10,000 towards this. That's pretty nice.
it's not bad.
How will that money that you won, how will it help you towards I guess really the rest of the process
Sure.
with this business?
Sure. So, I mean, that $10,000 will primarily be going towards just further development of Email Chaser. So I'm creating new features, improving the product. I mean, it's still very early days, obviously. I mean, winning the competition is great and everything, but creating an actual business that generates profit at scale is a completely different task. So that's sort of what I'm focused on right now.
And it doesn't end. You're always working.
Yeah, exactly.
But you love that.
Yeah. It's not the first time I've worked a lot on something, so I'm mentally prepared.
That's exciting. It gives you that vision that "Ooh, this happened, and then you see more of what could happen, and it can be pretty exciting and overwhelming at the same time. But as long as you just stay focused and don't do too much, is what I would say. Don't take on way too much all at once, because as you said, you need to scale, and to scale you have to do that properly. Otherwise, you can just kind of crash, right? And you don't want that to happen.
Yeah. Or at the same time, you don't want to be one of those websites or products that has a lot of different features, but none of the features are actually that great.
Right.
It's probably better to have less features, all of which are really high quality, as opposed to just having 10 different features and they're all subpar.
Exactly reminds me of I'm going to say marketing agencies who are like, we're a full service marketing agency, and I'm like, no, you're probably. I've never really experienced a full service one. If they are, it's pretty global, and it's a really 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 big name like Ogilvy, so that could be a full service thing. So a lot of the time, full service to me could mean you're not necessarily going to put the same skills or energy into something, and it's always good to have a niche. So it sounds like Email Chaser absolutely has a niche. You can find anybody's email, almost anybody's email, we're hoping. What's in my mind is, how in the world do you find this information to be able to put that into your site? Like,
Sure.
how do you find these emails? I don't know if you can give that.
Sure. So, yeah, I mean, I won't go into too many specific details just because obviously that's
your
definitely
trade
a
secret.
valuable secret there.
Yes.
But what I will say a little bit about it. So when you're trying to find someone's email, and just to be clear, emailchaser.io is a website that lets you find business emails only. So
Okay.
it doesn't let you find someone's personal Gmail, for example.
Okay.
It's, you're finding emails of people that are associated with domains. So, for example, George at emailchaser.io, not my personal.
Not George@gmail.com.
Yeah, and the reason why is because trying to find someone's personal Gmail or Yahoo email is basically impossible without the domain element to it.
Right.
It's
Okay.
just not really possible.
Is there a data breach at all?
So
there's a lot of data privacy laws coming into
Yeah.
effect, especially with the internet and digital
yeah.
marketing. and
So, I mean, there are already other companies doing similar things. And actually, I didn't even realize these companies existed until after I had the idea. But then I discovered them
That's
after.
cool.
But with these other companies, they already exist and they already do very well. So clearly what we're doing here is not illegal because there's already a lot of people doing it. But there are a few things that we may have to implement. So, for example, on some of these other websites, they let you enter your email address, and then if you enter your email address, it means that it excludes that email from their results, so that if you don't want someone to find your email, you can go to their website, enter your email, and then it just means that moving forwards, if someone searches for your email on that website, they won't show your email.
Oh, we don't want that information out there.
Yeah.
We want to be able to find those emails.
Yeah.
Would you say it's similar in a sense to, like, say, a street address, in the sense that it might be, like, in a directory, but it's publicly available, so it's like it's fine, it's out there, so there's not any infringement there, so it sounds like a similar idea. But if somebody wanted to take that email out of that directory, they can do so.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so your product's a tool. It's nothing. I don't think there's a breach there at all. It's a fantastic idea, and it gives a lot of power to people who want to get action on various items. So
yeah, and obviously some people have concerns about privacy issues. I would make the argument that the benefit of connecting two individuals together who both mutually benefit from whatever transaction they can get because of that connection is, in my opinion, a greater service to the world than just some, in my opinion, arbitrary privacy.
Hey,
yeah.
I got to agree with you. No.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have my suitcase or my girlfriend's suitcase back if I didn't email the CEO of that, or I wouldn't have the payment gateway being set up by CIBC Bank if I didn't find their email. So I think finding people's emails is quite important.
And it brings me back to my point of when you're in sales and you need to get to the person who's the decision maker, or somebody who's really going to make things happen. Sometimes you have to do what you did. And it just, in sales, that's definitely what we have to do. But what you did is just a citizen looking for lost luggage.
Yeah.
That's a big thing, and it worked for you. So you were able to find somebody who was going to make it happen. So that's huge. I hope our listeners will definitely check out emailchaser.io and get on that. I know I'm going to. So I'm quite excited about this. Peter, for you, did you see his submission come in? Like, were you part of that panel that was looking at the submissions coming in and deciding who's going to be part of the finalists?
Well, no, actually, I couldn't because we have to remain strict separation from the selection process.
Okay.
So we had a team of different local judges, venture capitalists, angel investors, existing entrepreneurs, and we basically gave all the submissions to them, and they scored the submissions and decided which ones were going to come in. I did the visibility, certainly. I could see like all the different entries that came in. I could see some really fantastic ideas. And I should say as well, like all the other entries in the competition were so good. They were stellar, the entries that we got this year. But I didn't have any input on who got picked and what came through.
I saw when I think you guys had published a list of people who entered the competition.
Yes.
I feel like you did, because I saw some names, and one of them was a young girl in my neighborhood. I know her from playing volleyball. Her name is Chloe. Fantastic volleyball player. I don't know Chloe's last name. It was Chloe and
I've got
Jesper,
it here.
I think.
Chloe Gatos, I think it was Hello Club. That was her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know the name of the business she submitted, but yeah, she's also in high school, I believe, still. And for me to see that, I was just absolutely thrilled, because I was like, wow, look at the young people out there they have these ideas, they need an opportunity to put it out there, and that's what the business design competition is about. And for the winners, because there's first, second, and third, you have that chance to bring your business to life. And even if you don't win that competition, there's so much that you win within that experience, that learning experience of when you're part of those top 10 finalists, everything that you have to go through that learning experience, you learn so much, so you're still winning.
Yeah, I mean, it's I'd love to give like a shout out to some of the teams as well, but you did touch on something there as well. When I put out those the entrance to that selection panel, all the names and addresses and identifying information was removed. They all got through based on the merit of their ideas. So I mean, it was just the fact that you said you knew somebody local that did that, and it was really encouraging to actually see the diversity of the ideas and the age ranges and all the other things coming together. It was a really, really exciting competition this year.
Excellent. We're going to go to a commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to continue our talk on emailchaser.io and with Peter Riley from Cayman Enterprise City.
You see how hard it's raining?
Yeah, and I don't have time to fight traffic and get my lunch from Subway. I have so much work to do.
Why don't you order Subway by using the Let's Eat or Bento app? Save time, stay dry, and get your sandwich fast.
I never thought of that. Great idea. I'm going to order now.
Order me a veggie pizza while you're at it.
And a cookie platter for the office.
Too busy at work or home? Is the rainy weather stopping you from dining out? Order your favorite Subway sandwich, wrap, or pizza through the Let's Eat or Bento app with fast and reliable delivery. Subway, eat fresh.
It's the right time and this is the place to be.
Give your space a refresh with the spring savings sale this April at Thomason Furniture and Mattress Gallery. Sofas, sectionals, and love seats take 20% off the lowest price. 3-piece queen bedroom sets in solid wood take 20% off. 5-piece dining sets, TV stands, coffee tables, and wall shelves take 20% off. Sheets, pillows, fragrance warmers, and sprays take 15% off. Great savings on mattresses, foundations, and frames. Indoor and outdoor furniture. The spring savings sale in store only all April long at Tomlinson Furniture and the Mattress Gallery at Tomlinson Building, Walkers Road. Check our Facebook or Instagram for sale flyer details.
It's the right time and this is the place to be.
The best foundation you can wear is glowing, healthy skin. The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter specialize in enhancing your skin's well-being. Whether you're seeking advanced skincare, including any skin cancers, Botox, filler, cosmetic skin enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles, Dr. Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email drporterkman@gmail.com or call 946-9020. That is 946-9020.
Raising children is costly. That is why each year the Ministry of Education provides, through its Early Childhood Assistance Program, funding to assist Caymanian children to attend an early childhood center. For early childhood funding assistance, call the Early Childhood Care and Education Unit at 244-3155 or 936-0267 or download an application form from the ministry's website at www.gov.ky/education and email the completed form to ecap@gov.ky.
Listen to the general public. Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Kathy Miller, filling in for Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. And in this segment of Talk Today, we're talking with Cayman Enterprise City, the Peter Riley, who's the VP of Public Engagement and Technology from CEC, and the winner of CEC's competition, which is the Business Design Competition. The winner is George Walkup, and he is the founder of emailchaser.io. So George gave us a really good description of what his business is about and how it came about, and I'm just super fascinated. We have a comment from somebody via WhatsApp, and they said, for his age, this sounds like a very, very smart guy. So I think people are just very impressed at how, you are young and you have a great vision, and you've brought this to fruition. So that's what one of our listeners have message to say.
Thank you for the comment, whoever that listener is. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you for the comment as well. Now, right before our break, I'd mentioned that I saw some of the people who actually entered the competition, and I was excited about that. And I'd mentioned that, yes, we know that George wins the 10 grand, which is the grand prize here. But there's also a couple of other prizes and a couple of other people who are recipients of those prizes. Can you tell us about that, Peter?
Yeah, sure. So apart from the Project of the Year, which George obviously won, we had the Creativity Award, which was sponsored by Ava Labs. The winner of that one was Secret to Safety, which was a self-defense product for women, and it was Keisha Mason. That was her idea, and it was a really, really good idea, very exciting pitch, and very dynamic show she put on when she explained her idea. That was really quite cool. And the other winner was the Community Impact Award, and that was sponsored by eShore, and that was for Connect Kind, which is a social hub for volunteers and stakeholders, by Jennifer Marshall.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
Wow, congrats to our Creativity Award winner, Lakeisha Mason, and Community Impact Award winner, Jennifer Marshall. All right, let's go back to the competition part now. So we know that the entries came in. There was a panel of certain judges that selected our winners. And then, boom, George, you get the call. You cancel your flight to Cancun and say, I can't go to Cancun. I'm part of the top 10 finalists, and you enter into this competition.
Yeah, exactly.
What were some of the tasks that you had to complete?
So from the time I was told that I was in the top 10 finalists for this competition, there was then about correct if I'm wrong, Peter, but I think it was about a month to a month and a half of time until the actual competition took place. In that month to a month and a half, there was a few different weekend workshops we did. So, for example, one of the weekends was a 2-day workshop where Cayman Enterprise City brought in a bunch of really great speakers who donated their time to talk to us about different things related to businesses. There was too many speakers for me to sort of mention each one individually, but that was a really great experience just in terms of learning from these people.
Awesome.
And then there was also a public speaking workshop where we went to the Playhouse down in Prospect, and we were sort of given advice and practice for how to speak in public. And I'm obviously still working on that, but
I think you're actually quite great at it.
that was a good experience as well. So I think, as we said earlier, I mean, even if I didn't win this competition, I'm still happy that I took part, because just the learning from it was definitely great.
Okay, excellent. I understand that there's some design sprint exercises. Can you give me a little bit of an idea of what it means? What's a design sprint exercise?
Okay, so, well, as George said, there was like a month and a half for them to develop their idea once they were accepted into the finalist stage. So the design sprint was basically a weekend where we had a bunch of people from the Special Economic Zone and Cayman Enterprise City coming in, or some of our friends from outside, who also help sponsor initiatives. So it was things like creating the greatest pitch deck so you can sell your idea quickly and effectively. There was help from the Cayman Islands Centre for Business Development, and there was also workshops on raising capital, business ethics, financial planning, and business startup and growth talks. There was the 5 elements of an elevator pitch. That was quite a good fun one. That was a nice interactive workshop.
Okay.
And of course things like market research. So basically an all-encompassing selection of different workshops to basically try and fill in all those gaps in the knowledge and hopefully give everybody the best chance to present the best idea.
So they had these workshops and 6 months to develop their idea.
No.
6 weeks to develop
6
their
weeks,
idea.
yeah.
Yes, I knew it was 6 weeks. Months came out. This is why I be getting in trouble sometimes. The wrong thing comes out. But that's a very short amount of time to develop this idea. And you have to attend these workshops, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with your own personal time now, George, because were you still working? Because you do remote work, right? So
I was still working on a lot of different things during this period of time. So I think emailchaser.io has made a lot of progress over the last few months. So it's a new website, but it's made a lot of progress in a relatively short amount of time. But I wasn't working on it full time, so I think, we'll see how it goes, assuming revenue increases and it's.
I should ask, did you get to sleep?
Not much. I don't really sleep, but no, I'm just joking. I do sleep, but I think what I'm trying to say is that I haven't been working on it full time yet. Mm-hmm. But once I see that there's some real revenue coming in and there's real traction, I think that will definitely be a sign where I'm gonna put away some of my other things and really focus on this 100%.
It would make sense. Yeah. Absolutely. It's a lot for you to do. What was for you, I guess, part of your favorite element during this competition process?
Well, I think
aside from winning.
Yeah. Well, I mean, winning's nice, but I mean, honestly, that wasn't really. I probably enjoyed the actual competition day itself in terms of getting up there and presenting the idea and the business to everyone more than the actual winning, if that makes sense. So yeah, I would say the competition day was probably the most fun because there was an audience there and it was just a fun experience to be able to go up and present. Also, the speakers who came in a few weeks before that, who gave us a lot of advice about business, that was definitely great as well.
I guess because it's different when you're presenting in business, right? It's different when you're giving a pitch for something. So
yeah, I mean, I don't really present very often to people, so it's not exactly something that I would say I'm a natural at, but I think I did okay. So it's good.
I mean, you won, so you have to have impressed somebody. There were quite a few people in that competition. All right, so you're this year's winner, and hopefully emailchaser.io is going to bring in some more money for you, just bring in more traffic, and then you can really focus on that one thing. So that's for you. That's what's going on for you at this point going forward. And Peter, for this competition, it's going to come back, right, for next year?
Yeah, the challenge I got is how I'm going to make it bigger and better. Because just how successful this year's was, I'm going to be working very hard to try and top it next year.
I think you're doing awesome. But okay, yeah, I like it. Expectations should be exceeded, right? Not just met.
Yeah,
so I'm liking
growing,
that.
Yeah.
That's excellent. So it is coming back next year. Nice. I know you can't do this just on your own, and you did mention there's a lot of partners in the community. There's different business people, entrepreneurs, different agencies coming in to help support this. You have your judging panel, to the different speakers, so many people involved. If you could tell us who, I guess, some of the main sponsors are and who's really part of helping shape the business design competition.
Okay, sure. So, I mean, it's CEC's program, but it wouldn't happen without the help of like a number of individuals. So, for example, Massive Media, they're also contributing a prize pack as part of some marketing pack that will go to the winners to help them sell their idea as well. We've got Jupiter Block, who are going to give some financial guide and entrepreneurial guidance, mentoring as well. We've got HSM, we're going to do some legal services and helps there.
Nice.
We've got C3, who are offering some data packages as well, some internet services. We've got Code Fellows, who are doing programming classes. They're our partner for a lot of this programming stuff that we do. Silver Palm Studio, they're going to do a video advert for George as well. We'll need to get that booked in. And HubSpot are doing a few other things as well. I'm trying to see who else I might have missed out here, but I think that's the main ones. Basically, it's not just the big prize, it's not just the cash prizes, such as what was sponsored by Ava Labs and eShore, and also CAC.
Right.
It's the whole business support structure that goes behind it as well. So it's we're not done with George yet. There's going to be a whole bunch of things happening after this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure. All right. Congrats again, George. Thank you very much. And any closing comments? We got to go to our 1 p.m. news, but any closing comments you want to leave with our listeners?
I'd just like to say thank you to Cayman Enterprise City for putting together the competition. It was a great experience. Thank you for hosting this radio talk today.
No problem.
And if anyone wants to try email chaser.io, feel free to go to the website. You can look for people's emails without even signing up for an account from the homepage directly. And that's it.
I will definitely be all the gatekeepers out there that don't want me to get to your CEOs. It's over now. Thanks for joining us in this segment, and congratulations again. And thank you, Peter, for being here.
No, thank you very much.
All right, let's go to the 1 p.m. news headlines.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman. Your voice, your choice. Local, regional, international. This is headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom. Today's biggest news.
With your latest headlines, I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins. Public Health has released COVID-19 figures for April 22nd. There are 798 estimated active cases of COVID-19 in the Cayman Islands. 5 persons are currently hospitalized for COVID-19 related causes, 4 of whom are unvaccinated. The sister islands reported 3 new cases, leaving total cases since the beginning of the pandemic at 693. In international news, guns overtook car crashes to become the leading cause of death for U.S. children and teenagers in 2020, new research shows. Data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention shows that over 4,300 young Americans died of firearm-related injuries in 2020. While suicides contributed to the toll, the data shows that homicides form the majority of gun-related deaths. More than 390 million guns are owned by U.S. civilians. A German man has been declared an official suspect by Portuguese prosecutors investigating the disappearance of Madeleine McCann. In 2020, German police announced they were investigating Christian Bruckner in connection with Madeleine's disappearance. Bruckner has not been charged and denies any involvement in the case. 3-year-old Madeleine disappeared during a family holiday in 2007. These are your headlines. I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
Busy. Feel like there's not just enough hours in the day. Savannah Pharmacy, service to make your life easier. Now you can WhatsApp your prescription order to 929-5045. And pickup is just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours including Sundays and holidays. WhatsApp your prescription order to 929-5045. Savannah Pharmacy, wholesome values with modern conveniences.
Subway is serving up a special new sauce, bursting with flavor in every bite. The new Savory Collection is a tropical sweet and spicy sauce made with a combination of spices, habanero peppers, thyme, onion, black pepper, ginger, citrus juices, and molasses.
So good.
Wow.
Sensational.
Delicious.
Subway's Savory Collection pairs perfectly with our oven roasted chicken or steak sub. Savor the flavor. For a limited time, only at Subway. Subway. Eat fresh.
Tune in Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. for the Daily Sports Report, covering local, regional, and international sports. Proudly brought to you by Dr. Wayne Porter, offering a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. Call 946-9020 to book your appointment today.
At Parker's, we're known for being calm people, but did you know we're fishing people too? From fishing rods for kids and adults, to bait, lures, coolers, and more. We have everything you need to hook, line, and sink your way to a catch of the day. Quality gear, cool accessories, everyday low prices. We're fishing people. Parker's is open Monday to Saturday, 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Follow us on social media at Parkers345 or email info@parkerskman.com for more information.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Kathy Miller, filling in for Sterling Dwayne Banks. And again, I know yesterday I was saying that Anita was going to join you on the radio today, but she wasn't able to make it, so I'm filling in for her as well. And on this segment of Talk Today, we're welcoming Ania Milanowska. Did I get that right, Ania?
Yes, you did.
Yes. She's the executive director of the Cayman Islands Crisis Center, and we're discussing the Ride-a-thon fundraiser this year. And the originators, I should say, of this Ride-a-thon fundraiser in studio as well. We have Maya and Michelle. So good afternoon,
Hi.
ladies.
Hello. Good afternoon.
How's everybody doing?
It's good.
Thanks for being here. Okay, good.
Friday is always good.
It is. It is always good. I thought I was going to have a very relaxing day, but it's never quite like that, right? But women, we're resilient. We can bounce back and adapt to what we got to adapt to.
That's right.
So the Ride-a-thon. Let me find my notes here. I saw the video that Ania, you sent me. It was like a 4-minute video recapping last year's event.
Correct.
Was it last year? Because I was like, did we not have a lot of like pandemic rules? I couldn't remember what was going on.
We did,
but it was last year.
COVID-free at the time that we did the event, so we got it in just before. We opened up with all the rules, so it was great.
Yeah, last year we were kind of still in our own little bubble where we didn't have. There was actually more rules and more restrictions this year, to be honest, more red tape to kind of jump through. But
okay,
so we made it happen, and here we are again.
It was an awesome video. So for anybody who is listening, man, go check this out. It was on Vimeo that I saw it, but
it's on all our social media on the Ride-a-thon. Or if you look up Ride Cayman, I think a lot of the content from last year's event is right there. So if you don't know what it's all about, you can go check that out.
Super high energy.
So
fun.
Yeah,
I loved it. You raised, I want to say I heard 110,000 in the video. I could be wrong. If that's, you were able to raise that?
Yeah.
That's great. And 100,000 went to ARC.
Yeah, there's always a few event expenses, of course, stuff that we aren't able to get sponsored 100%. But other than that, 100% of the proceeds go to the charity over and above our expenses. So we were able to give them a full 100,000, and that was awesome.
And so this year we have the Cayman Islands Crisis Center, who is the beneficiary of the fundraiser. So congrats.
Thank you
a big
so
thing.
much. Yes, and we are so grateful.
How did that come about, the opportunity for you to become the beneficiary?
So I was invited by Michelle to attend a presentation, and I believe there were some other charities as well who were...
Yeah, we kind of just thought that it kind of became bigger than we almost expected it in some ways, and we are giving a lot of money out, and we thought, what, let's find out a little bit more about some charities that are out there, and so invited a few different groups in to tell us a little bit more about themselves and what they're trying to do and what they have done, and we just felt like the Crisis Center was a really good fit, and they've got a lot of amazing stuff that they're trying to do too, so that's what we're really trying to help them promote along the way.
Okay, that's great.
And I just want to congratulate also. I mean, not congratulate, but maybe, just say hello to all the other charities who are there. And, it's usually very... We compete with each other a lot for the funds, and we all, and I just want to say that we all are doing a great work, all of the other charities as well, and I'm sure, next year one of them will have a chance.
Oh,
to be
yeah,
a
of course.
beneficiary as well. So, but I am super grateful that this year it's us.
Yeah, and as organisers, like Michelle said, it's very difficult to kind of look through a list of charities and pull one out and say, okay, this is the one we're going to give potentially $100,000 to. So it was great to learn from Anya about everything that they have kind of in their pipeline, all of their goals and dreams, for us to say, okay, the 300 some participants of the Ride-a-thon can really get behind this cause and get behind these goals that they have to build a new shelter and achieve everything that they want to achieve. So for us as organisers, we were like, okay, this year that is something that we can get behind. Last year, ARC had a very kind of contagious message because it was COVID and people were struggling, and they were helping some of those families, through COVID. This year, some of that has passed. Some of it is still very real. But, we chose something else that we felt we could get behind. So, it's super exciting. And hopefully we can make that $100,000 for her.
Hopefully. I don't see why not.
Yeah,
we're having more people come to the island now. So things are opening up again. You
Mm-hmm.
might have some tourists involved in this and all the rest. So I think it's a pretty good chance.
Yeah.
People are outside more.
And thank you so much for having us, because, this is one of the way to spread the message.
Right, to get it out. Well, I love having you on. So thanks for me. It's no problem. And thanks for joining us and for bringing Ride in as well, so we can hear from the organizational aspect and how you guys just really came up with doing this. So I think it's pretty cool. Maya had mentioned that there was some goals that they were looking at that helped them make the decision to say, hey, we're going to support the Cayman Islands Crisis Center. Can you tell us what some of those goals are that you're focusing on right now?
Of course. So, overall, our budget is, of course, supported by the government, but it's less than half that we receive. So the rest of the money we have to raise every year just for our operational costs.
Right.
But on top of that, our huge dream right now is to be able to provide a purposely built shelter for victims of domestic abuse in Cayman Islands. And we are looking hopefully into being able to have facility to accommodate not only female victims of abuse, but also male victims of abuse, and maybe LGBT community as well.
I think that's great to hear. I know in past discussions we have brought up, okay, what is there available in terms of shelter for males who are suffering from domestic violence? So I know that was something that you've been working on. So to know that an event like Ride-a-thon will help you towards building that shelter that will include, I'm assuming, a facility for men who are victims of domestic violence.
Yeah.
That's great. That's a huge move for the Cayman Islands, something that's been needed for a long time. There's a misconception that men as well don't suffer from domestic abuse.
And like you said, it's a misconception because they are victims of abuse as well. However, it's very, I don't know if it's interesting, but whenever we work with men, first of all, when they come, because right now we have Estella's Place, which is a walk-in facility, and although we can't provide them with a bed to sleep on, but all the other services that females receive at the shelter, they can also receive at the walk-in office at Estella's Place. And it's, very often the male who come to us, they would talk about their friend who's being abused or their neighbor who's being abused. And then, when we meet them for the third, fourth time, they're like, it was me, right? That I'm talking, that it's me, that I'm. So there is that stigma still, they are afraid to come. And we as women, I think we are much more open to talk about what is happening to us and that we need help. And I think men still need that extra encouragement. And they have not, they requested a shelter a few times, but not very often. And I think the reason is because we just never had the facility for them before. Right. And we still don't, but we're hoping to have it. So
Right. Excellent. Well, you're building towards it now. So I think that's a great thing. And, as I said, it is a misconception that people think that men don't really suffer from domestic abuse. But I think in the news right now, I'm sure we're all very familiar with the Johnny Depp case that is in court right now. I don't know if today they're making a decision. I feel like today, somebody said to me Friday something's going to happen. But that's a very realistic example of what is going on. And that is that's a man who, you know, perhaps he also had actions that aligned with abusive behavior. But his wife also, I mean, she's on a recording saying, go ahead and share this story. Nobody's going to believe you. Nobody's going to believe that I hit you, that I'm punching you. Nobody's going to believe you. And the fact that she challenged him to go and do it is, to me, I was so sickened as a woman to hear that from another woman saying that to a man, because this is a reason why a lot of them don't talk. And a lot of people just blamed Johnny Depp without hearing his side of the story. And it's 6 years later, and now we're hearing what's happening. And a large part of his career was kind of ruined from this. So it's important to keep in mind that, yes, men are also victims. We know women are very much the higher majority of victims, but to give people a safe place to go where they know that whether it's for a night, whether it's a longer period, it's just that step. And when we don't have a place for them to go, it's almost it's almost telling a victim that there's nothing anybody can do for you. So I'm very proud of the Crisis Center to taking those steps to moving forward with that in the Cayman Islands. And
that's what we are hoping to achieve.
Yes.
I just want to be, we still, in terms of a budget for the new facility, thanks to Rideathon, it will increase, obviously. And we received a very generous donation from the government last year as well towards that goal. But we still need, a lot of help with building that place. So if any one of you is listening and you are in a position to sponsor Rideathon, then please do it, because all that money comes to us.
Yes. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to go more into the details of the Rideathon event, how to enter, really what it's about. You might not even know what I'm talking about when I say Rideathon and what's involved in that. So when we come back from the commercial break, we'll get into those details. And now we're going to a commercial break.
A caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointment.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
On April 23rd, Pena Duty Free is opening a brand new store. Join us for the launch of Pena Leather Goods and Accessories at 40 Royal Plaza, Edward Street. Shop and experience a selection of high-quality leather bags and accessories by brands such as Kate Spade and Food Lab. Enjoy live entertainment and complimentary drinks and bites. Visit Pena Duty Free Facebook for more information.
Radio Cayman News.
300 cases of COVID-19 reported in the Cayman Islands.
While in isolation recovering from a bout of COVID, His Excellency Governor Martin
Cayman now has more than 700 estimated active cases of COVID-19 with 4 people in the hospital.
Radio Cayman. Your voice, your choice for today's biggest news.
Listen to the the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. See, I caught Susan right before we went to the commercial break, and she caught me right now not being exactly ready, even though I heard the music coming in. You're listening to Talk Today right now with your host, Kathy Miller. I'm filling in for Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. And in the studio right now, we have Anya Milanowska, the Executive Director of the Cayman Islands Crisis Center, and Maya and Michelle, who are here representing on behalf of the Ride-a-thon fundraiser, which is happening on... What's the date? Did we give the date?
I don't think we did.
No.
April 29th and 30th, so a week from today.
Okay, which is that a Saturday and Sunday?
No, Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday. Thank you. I'll probably forget that in the next few minutes. So I'm glad you guys both know.
In a week. A week today.
A week today. Let's get into more of the story of how Ride-a-thon started. And Maya, I think that you have a bit of a background to give with this.
Yeah, it's quite a story. Michelle is an avid cyclist and an instructor at the Spin Studio. So for those that don't know about the Ride-a-thon, it is primarily a spinning event at the Ride Studio in Camana Bay. And that's how it started, as a spinning-only event. And my husband also cycles, so was good friends with Michelle. We knew her very well. And very tragically, our first son passed away 3 years ago when he was just a week old. And the Cayman community was incredible, rallied around us, supported us in those early weeks of grief, one of those people being Michelle, who turned up at our house with a delicious lasagna and said, I can see that you guys aren't wallowing in this grief. You want to do something positive. And that was exactly right. We didn't want to really dwell on the misfortune. We wanted to turn his memory into a positive, a force for good, and make an impact in his name. And from my point of view as a mum, I needed to live for two people. And that's kind of what our mentality was going forward. We were starting to do some very small fundraising things for the condition that sadly led him to pass away. But Michelle said, I have this idea. I have this idea for something that I think could be really big. And it's going to be a 24-hour spinning event or a 24-hour sporting event. Do you think you'd be interested in helping me organize that? And I was like, yes, absolutely. That sounds... And truth be told, I was a new mum without a baby to look after. I had time on my hands. I was on mat leave trying to figure out what the hell to do with myself. And to throw myself into something like this to help Michelle put her kind of plan and dream to fruition was the perfect challenge for me. And so that's kind of where it started. We started brainstorming how we could make a 24-hour spinning event happen. And we took the idea to Kelly and David, who are the owners of Ride, and they jumped on it. They were fully supportive, and we didn't really know how it was going to work.
No, we really didn't have any expectations the first year. I think our goal might have been to raise $50,000. We thought that would be, huge. And we just absolutely blew that out of the water. Everyone got on board. They just took it by the horns and just ran with it. Like we were just honestly floored by the reaction and how much people, not only riders and their participants, got behind it, but all of our supporters really rallied behind the idea. With Leo kind of being that heart, that pulse of the event, and it was really quite special.
It's gonna make me cry.
Oh, sorry.
So if you're on YouTube, do not zoom in. You will almost see me crying. But it is a really sad story. I'm so sorry that you had to go through that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to cry if I say more about it, and I don't want to do that. But I think it's a beautiful thing that you were able to somehow channel your grief during that time.
Thank you.
To put it towards this very, very positive event, and to raise the money and raise awareness, I guess, for his condition. But,
Yeah, and his condition was a very specific condition that we continued to raise money to find a cure for. But really, the main thing that I felt was that Cayman got behind us. Cayman kept us standing up when we wanted to fall. The friends and family and colleagues that we have kept us going. And we've come through that grief. It still hurts every day. You never get over losing a child, but you come through and you're able to function. And now there are other people and who need help. And now it's our kind of, our responsibility to Leo to help others in his memory. That's kind of the way I see it. So, we were helped when we needed help. And now we have to kind of keep giving and keep that train going. So each year we try to find a cause that is worthy of that help at that time. And the Ride-a-thon is fun. It's really, really fun. And you don't have to train like a maniac for a year beforehand to take part in it. I think that's what's really unique about it. You can turn up to the Ride Studio, do a couple of classes, see what it's all about, push yourself as hard or not as you want to, and complete 3 hours within a team, because it's teams of 8. So the 24 hours is split up into 8, if you like. So each team member has to do a minimum of 3 hours within the 24 to complete the kind of relay. So it's a challenge, but it's doable and it's fun. And I think that's something else that's super special about it. And that's what keeps people motivated each year to come out and just have fun and, again, do something positive out of a negative.
And I think people have really gotten behind the idea that it's not about winners or losers. I mean, we don't police it. We don't track who goes the fastest, who goes the farthest. People have gotten behind the idea that it's just how much money can we raise. Right. And I think that's what almost makes it more fun, that it's not so competitive as some of the other events. You show up, you have a good time, you give 110%, hoot and holler, and it's really cool.
It looked so fun. The video just gave that element of excitement. So the Ride Studio is in Camana Bay,
yes.
Correct?
Yes.
I've been a couple of times. I'm not a spinner, Michelle, sorry. I've fallen off bikes, even when I'm like completely zapped into it, strapped in somehow. Don't ask me how I fall off. I'm apparently pretty clumsy sometimes. But, I love sports, I love exercise, I love fitness. So seeing the video made me be like, man, I really missed out on something that was really exciting. It looked really cool. That we can't take away that camaraderie that was there. And it was beautiful.
What might be good for someone in your position who isn't necessarily an avid cyclist is that, so one thing we realized after the first year was that, wow, this is a huge success. We were blown away. But we're kind of capped at the amount of teams we can open this event up to because of the space inside the studio. So we said, well, how do we make it bigger? And so the second year, we created a running and walking element to the Ride-a-thon. So that is kind of sky's the limit. As many teams that want to enter can enter. Whether you're, a mom and dad who just want to push a stroller, you just want to go for a walk with some girlfriends, you can do that. Maybe you're training for a marathon, you can run for 6 hours straight if you want to. So it really caters to all athletic abilities. So if you're not a runner, you're not a cyclist, maybe you just want to go for a little stroll, you can do that too. And there's ways to get involved for sure.
I love that because while I would come back and cycle for an hour spinning. So if people don't know what we're talking about, spinning really it's a stationary bike.
Correct.
And you're sitting on the bike when you're in the spinning class, which is what I've learned is do not listen to the instructor when they tell you to keep cranking the thing up. That's probably why it frustrated me, because every time you say turn it up a notch, I be turning it up a notch, and then it's like and then I can't walk for a week. So I've perhaps done the wrong thing, but it's such a beneficial exercise. First of all, it's great
for sure. Yeah,
it really is great. I saw some live musicians in the video that was in the spinning studios.
Yeah, we try to make it really fun. A few of the instructors will bring in. We have a few friends that do the drums, play the saxophone. We try to really jazz it up a bit. Not all the classes are like that, or not that elaborate, but we definitely try to take it up a notch for this event.
It's something, so it's kind of exciting. I wouldn't have expected that to go. So I think if anybody who gets that kind of extra element of excitement and in a spinning class that they're in during this Ride-a-thon, that's just an extra treat for them. So and I was going to ask about other ways you could participate, because I did see some people jogging in the video. So I was like, what is this? Are you able to switch? Are you able to do like an hour of spinning and then maybe do jogging and walking, or do you have to stay in one event?
This year we kind of felt like there's a lot of people that come to ride on a very regular basis, and so for some of those people, doing 3 hours it's almost not challenging enough for them. So how do we make this a little bit harder for those that really want to go all out? So we created a a new category which we call the Super Challenge. And so that is basically you are not only doing 24 hours on the bike, but you're also doing 24 hours running or walking, the same 8 people. So
okay, cool.
That's about 6 hours of exercise per person. Mm-hmm. Participants are free to divide that up how they want. But yeah, so there are ways this year to get involved with both exercises if you're keen to do it all. Yeah.
I love it. So what is the registration cost?
So the registration cost for the Super Challenge was $2,500. For just a riding bike was $2,000, and for just a running and walking team it was $1,500. Okay. All of the bikes have now been sold, so at this point you would only be able to register for a running or walking team. So again, that's $1,500. Okay. Yeah, but there's still time. You've got. I mean, technically, I guess you could register right up until a minute before the event, until the kickoff at 5:00 next Friday.
But it has to be teams of 8.
4 to 8.
Okay, 4 to 8.
4 to 8. Yep. So,
are there any teams that you might be aware of that need more people? I'm not volunteering necessarily. I'm just curious.
Not at this point.
Okay.
But maybe we like to call them our Ride-a-thon orphans, people that say, hey, put me on a team if you know there's an opening.
Right.
Maybe a bunch of you. Maybe we could put a bunch of you orphans together and
I might do
create a team.
There's always, sadly, someone that has to kind of drop out last minute, or someone that's sick. So we have a list of people, like Michelle said, that kind of are there raring to go in the wings. Okay. But the best thing to do if anyone wants to get involved is to sign up a walking or running team, and don't be intimidated by the fact that we say kind of run. It really is. It's a less than 2 mile loop of Camana Bay. Yep. It's right through the town centre, super safe. We have water stations along the way. There's tons of stuff going on around the Ride Studio, day and night. We've got all of the Crisis Centre's fabulous volunteers lining the route. And we're going to have kind of music there at all hours that we're allowed to have music there. The Bliss Yoga Studio are coming out to do some stretching classes throughout the 24 hours. It's just going to be a great vibe. And if you can't get a team of 4 to 8 walkers together in time for next Friday, then on Saturday in the afternoon is our big finale on the Crescent. So we bring all of the bikes out of the studio and put them out where the fountains are on a big stage.
Okay.
And we do the last 2 hours live outside for everyone to kind of watch. There'll be a raffle, and that's when we kind of ramp up and see if we can make that big fundraising goal. So it's super exciting. If anyone's at a loose end on Saturday afternoon and wants something different to gawk at, there'll be a bunch of crazy cyclists on a stage in the middle of Camana Bay.
I love that part of the video, actually. And I want to give a shout out to David Kirkcaldy, because I know that you love Ride. And I know that you had a team out there under Massive. I don't know if it was under Massive Media or Massive Equipment.
Yeah, Massive.
But yeah, it was under one of his massive companies. So congrats. I hope to see you this year again, David. And if you need more people on your team, you know who to call. But there is so much community support with this. And it's just such a great thing. It's a fun, lively event. I think you've put together something that's absolutely amazing. And the fact that the Crisis Center gets to be a beneficiary this year, putting those funds towards what your goals are and what you're trying to do to increase support for domestic violence victims in the Cayman Islands, it's so important. And it just takes all of community effort to make things happen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is there any closing comments or thoughts you would like to leave with our listeners?
Well, once again, I am very, very grateful that we are the beneficiaries, and events like that, they not only raise money for us, which is of course extremely important, but also raise a lot of awareness, and I hope that the riders and the walkers and the runners, they will keep in the back of their mind that they are helping victims of domestic abuse in Cayman, and that is so important. And for us, having that opportunity to expand our shelter from the 4 bedrooms and 26 beds that we have in those 4 bedrooms to something bigger and purposely built, where we can provide these brave victims of abuse, with all the necessary help and support that they need, is huge. So thank you so much. Thank you for choosing us.
Yeah, awesome. You're welcome. I'll just maybe expand just a little bit on what Maya said. If you're not keen to necessarily put put in a team in the next week, there are a couple other ways that you can get involved. And first and foremost, that is just to donate, to show your support by donating. And you can go to www.rideathon.com. You can donate to a team as a whole, so you can just donate, as you said, massive is an example, or you can donate to an individual person as well. And then, as Maya said, if you want to do that, even if you don't want to do that, come down to the Crescent at 4 o'clock on Saturday and just show your support that way.
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday, sorry. Yeah, not tomorrow. Tomorrow. Next Saturday, the 30th. And having participated and done the event for the last 2 years, and I'm sure I speak for myself and Maya, you have no idea how much energy we get from hearing the cheering in the crowd. Everyone's exhausted in that final hours. We've been literally going for 24 hours in some capacity, and so it really helps having people out there hooting and hollering and kind of giving us 110% of their energy in those moments. It kind of fuels us to finish off that last hour for sure.
Right. Oh man, there's so many questions I'd like to ask, but our time was limited in this segment, so I'm very happy. I'm excited for you guys. I think this is awesome.
you.
If people want to register, do they go to your social media channels?
They can do, Rideathon. But rideathon.com is the website where they'll find everything they need.
And that's RYDE, correct?
RYDE.
Yes. So that's a big, you don't want to put the regular version of ride in there. Rideathon.com, ride being with a Y. So thank you, ladies, for joining us this
Thank
afternoon.
you so much.
Thank you for
It's a
having
pleasure
us.
having you here. Have a great day.
Thank you.
You too.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab. Blood test, x-ray and mammogram, all of that is MedLab. Affordable fees and friendly service, a full professional team. MedLab is always comfortable, MedLab is always clean. For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Call 949-7331 and ask about MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
From boat days to beach gatherings, leave the catering to Subway. Choose from small and large sandwich platters, double meat wrap platters, and top it off with optional cookie platters for dessert. Or ask about our Subway box to go with the option of 6-inch or foot-long sandwich, 1 cookie, and 1 bag of chips. For all occasions and celebrations, let Subway focus on the food so you can focus on the fun. Visit subway.ky for catering options. Subway. Eat fresh.
JN Money. Money touchdown. Send the money now. Reach wow. You say you need some money. JN Money, I can send it in a hurry. Get through quick when you come collect your cash, or use your money card and swipe it in a flash. Send funds to any bank? Yeah. Pay your bills quick? Yeah. Low fees, you know what it? Yeah. JN Money, we are pick? Yeah. Send and receive funds at any JN Money location. It's fast, affordable, and convenient. Money touchdown with JN Money. Send funds to any bank? Yeah. Pay your bills quick? Yeah. Low fees, you know what it? Yeah. JN Money, we are pick? Yeah.
Call 345-945-2014 for details. Available at JN Money locations across the Cayman Islands.
Did you know that ValueMed Pharmacy has a free online prescription service? Managing your health and medical requirements has never been easier with ValueMed. Simply visit value-medpharmacy.com. That's VALU-medpharmacy.com and click the Refill Prescriptions tab on our website. Fill in the information for new prescriptions or refills and choose your preferred pickup location. ValueMed on Walkers Road or Boddentown. Then bring in your original prescription from your doctor when picking up. There's no need to stand in line and wait for your prescription. Save time and pick up prescriptions at your convenience by visiting value-medpharmacy.com. That's VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Research tells us that the best age for parents to start having conversations with their children about the dangers of underage drinking is when their kids are 9 years old. Studies show that parents have a significant influence on young people's decision to drink. So talk, they are listening. The NDC offers parents advice on how to talk to their children about underage drinking and prepares you for the tough questions like, did you drink as a child? For tips, log on to www.ndc.ky. This message was brought to you by the National Drug Council and Radio Cayman.
Country classics.
Well, I was born to coast.
daughter on the road again. They're gonna put me in the movies.
Papa Top again.
Out in the West Texas town of El Paso. Because you're mine, I walk the line.
Well, I love them in
Country classics.
young love, first love.
You never count your money when you're sitting at the table.
If you enjoy classic country music, come hang out with Radio Cayman this Saturday, 3:30 to 6 p.m.
In the Mississippi cotton picking Delta town.
This Saturday afternoon, following American Country Countdown, 3:30 to 6 on Radio Cayman.
Just walk on by. Wait on the corner.
Country classics. This is how we wake you up in the morning. Praise time on Radio Cayman.
Walk them golden stairs, 'cause I know my Jesus answers all my prayers.
Praise time.
Weekday mornings from 6 until 6:30.
Praise time.
There's nothing to go back to.
Give me Jesus in the morning.
For the God of the mountain is still God in the
Praise time. Praise time. Jesus in the morning. Yeah. Weekday mornings from 6 until 6:30.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Kathy Miller, filling in for Sterling Dwayne Banks, and I am still wiping away some tears that almost came from that last talk there with Ride-a-thon and the Cayman Islands Crisis Center. Right now, on this segment, I am welcoming Mr. Denniston Tibbetts, President of the Cayman Islands Seafarers Association, and he's here to give us a whole bunch of updates and talk about seafarers and a bunch of things that nobody's let me know what we're talking about today. But I had to look at your notes, Denniston, while you stepped out of the
Thank you very much, Kathy.
studio. You're welcome. How are you doing?
I've seen better days. I've seen worse ones, but I'm grateful.
Okay.
When you get my age, all kind of things can go wrong. I've been keeping away from the wrong one, so I'm still doing pretty good, thanks.
Well, I think that's good. That means the more you know of what's right to do, the more you stay away from what's wrong.
Yeah. I spoke to Sterling, then he put me on to Anita.
Yeah, she was supposed to host
and
today.
Then she's not.
Yeah.
She was not feeling well today or something.
Yeah, not feeling well. So it was.
So
between
I'm
us,
talking to you.
Yeah, you're talking
Doesn't
to me.
matter.
Yeah, it's all good.
At my age, I've spoken to just about the only person I haven't spoken to is the Queen. Well, I did meet the Queen in 1983, 3 times in 24 hours. But
wow. You have to tell me that story. Shout out to the Queen. It was her birthday yesterday, by the way.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, 96.
Well, I went to the 70th Jubilee that they had down at the Kimpton there some months ago.
Mm-hmm.
They invited me. So I partook of that. And she's an amazing lady, though, isn't she?
She is.
I'm getting off the subject here, but she's something else.
Well, I want to hear about how you met her 3 times in 24 hours.
Well, I'm a building contractor by trade. And at the time, when she visited, then I was deputy chairman of the cleanup committee.
Okay.
And I was also the president of my company, and we did the upstairs part of the oh my God, getting old.
A building or a facility that she was being hosted in, or
no, the one that has all the old people in.
Pines?
The Pines.
All right.
They used to have an upstairs part, and I did that. They provided the material, and I did it free.
Oh.
So I was able to, and I was president of the Lions Club at the time. I just remember that.
Okay.
So I met her on the tarmac.
Okay.
We came back down and I met her again. There were 12 people. I was one of the 12 that met her at the Pines. And then that evening they had a reception down at the government house, and I met her again.
Oh,
so,
I mean, I would say that's pretty lucky for her to have met you 3 times in 24 hours.
Well, I think it was more lucky for me to meet her.
You know.
But it was nice.
Yes.
I'm sure she doesn't remember. But she remembers a lot at 95.
Yeah, 96. I think she
oh, yeah,
96,
yesterday was her birthday. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can recall, I think I was like 4 or 5 years old when she became the queen, because I think I was 4 years old or something. But I can vividly, we had all kind of jamborees in Cayman Brac, because I'm originally from the Brac.
You're a Bracker, all right.
But I grew up in Jamaica, and now I make Grand Cayman my home. Been here for 50 years, so that'll tell you that I'm a 1948 model, by the way. I always like to say that because the first car my mom ever owned was a 1948 Studebaker.
Okay.
So I kind of relates to to my age, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, getting back to the Seafarers.
A 1948 model. I love how you put that.
Yeah. You know, when I lived in Jamaica, there was a guy on the radio called Don Toppin.
Okay.
You wouldn't know anything about him.
Nope.
But
how do you know that? But you're right. I don't.
Well, you're knee high to a grasshopper compared to me and Don Toppin. But anyway, Don Toppin had a show. He was a disc jockey at one of the radio stations, and he always introduced it. Those days we were the Cayman Islands were under Jamaica, so he would get on the radio and he'd say, "Hello, Grand Cayman, Cayman Brac, and Little Cayman. Don Toppin says hello." So when Ruth Anna Young was on the other radio station, I used to go there with her, and she'd say, "Mr. D, please do that." So I'd say, "Hello, Grand Cayman, Cayman Brac, and Little Cayman. This is Denniston T saying hello."
Oh, okay, cool. So you have your own radio call.
Yeah. But I am very privileged to be the president of the Cayman Islands Seafarers Association. And we just had every 2 years we have a nomination and election. And they just nominated and elected me for another 2 years, so I'm there until 2024. So,
were you the past president as well, or
I've been president from 2018?
Okay, straight on. Wow.
So every 2 years they.
It sounds like they have some faith in you.
So I must be doing something right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But this year we kind of doing things a little different. But there are a few things that I would like to clarify. I've done it before, but sometimes these older people forget. And I had occasion to meet a guy, and he knew that I was president, so he asked me if the association would do something for him. So I said, "Well, why don't you come in and talk?" He never came, so I went to his house because I knew where he lived, and he told me what he wanted. And because we were on the ship together, his idea of being a member of the Cayman Islands Seafarers Association was relevant to him being a member of the Global Seamen's Union that we had on the ship.
Okay.
And I had to be very humble and patient with this guy because he's older. I said, "That does not qualify you to be a member of the Cayman Islands Seafarers." I mean, this guy was actually thinking that. So I have to say to the general public that you don't become a member of the Cayman Islands Seafarers Association unless you fill out the form and it goes to the council and the council accepts you, and then it goes to government.
Okay.
So being a member of a Global Seamen's Union on a ship doesn't entitle you to be a member of the Cayman Islands Seafarers Association.
Caymanian or not, you still have to apply.
It don't matter. You got to apply.
Okay.
And for the people, we have a lot of nationalities who actually came here in the 40s and the 50s and they shipped out. But the law states that you would have had to have Caymanian papers or Cayman status while you were going to sea. In any case, by 1983, I think it was.
Okay.
So a lot of them don't qualify and they don't understand. Well, I went to sea, and so I can talk like them.
Yes.
I can also talk like the Bajan God, blimey, that sort of thing.
I'm definitely telling Rundown about you if they haven't approached you yet.
I know quite a few of those people. But, yeah, the Southwell years, I remember some time ago I had to come and some of the older members would come to the office and say, well, I don't get my Southwell money yet. Sir, you don't get money from Southwell. It is from the Cayman Islands government. Mm-hmm. It's the goodness of the people who are in government. But you have to be a member of the association, and we send the papers to government, and they decide if you qualify for any ex-gratia that they give out. But some people thought it was Southwell. Southwell was the man who recruited seamen for national bulk carriers. His name was Captain Southwell. Merrill Southwell was his name, actually. And some of the older people just thought, oh, this money coming from Southwell? I said, no, it doesn't come from Southwell. So it's a lot of misconceptions, and I just wish that before people say things like that, they'd come in and try and find out. I had a lady call me and say, sir, you got any old things about my father? Who's your father, ma'am? Oh, my father died 20-something years ago, but he was a seaman. And, I said, well,
who is he?
If you don't tell me who he is, I mean, in other words, they think that once it's a Seafarers Association, we're supposed to have everything.
They're entitled to.
And it's not like that. It's not like that. So we're a humble association, non-profit, of course, but we do a lot of service for our elderly seafaring people. But in the last couple of years now, we just lost 2 or 3 of them in the last week. They're just getting older and older. And I guess like myself, I'm getting old too. All of a sudden, my youngest...
It happens with time,
My baby is 44 years old, and I said, gee, where did all the years go, But baby, anyway, getting back to the actual association was formed in 1994 with Walsham Connolly as its president.
Okay.
In 1990 or 2005, we purchased the building that we're now in, and they had the official opening. And I've managed in recent times to get a hold of the entire video clip of the whole thing. And we were hoping to have shown it at the last general meeting, but we had a problem at the office with the tiles, and we had to take out everything, and so we didn't get to do it.
Okay.
But I want to do that. The next meeting will be in May on the 17th.
Okay.
So I'm hoping to have that video, because we have one of those pull-down screens and thing, and we have it all, and we have a projector and all that.
Okay, cool. So this will be the video of the
official opening of that building.
That building.
Yeah.
So you're hoping to show that at the next meeting, general meeting. Do you have to be part of the Seafarers Association to come to this meeting?
Well, you can come if you want.
Oh, well, I kind of want to see the video.
Of course.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
I mean,
you should put it on your website too if you're able to.
Of the association.
Well, thank you, sir. You're a guest.
Yes.
Now you hear that, Mr. Banks? I know you're listening. Thanks, Mr. Banks. You've never invited me, so I'll be Deniston's guest. Yes, thank you.
Who, Mr. Loxley?
Yes, Mr. Loxley Banks. I'm going to call him out for never inviting me.
Well, Mr. Loxley, he has something to say about everything, so you better watch out how you talk to him.
Oh, we love Mr. Loxley.
Oh, we do too. I'd like to inform the members that if they have a sick person, like the seafarer is sick or the children, most of the seafarers, please let us know in the office, so that, because I do house calls, and I do tributes at funerals and all that, so it's I'm kept busy, I'll tell you that, even though it's a non-profit, but my goodness, and people are dying that never used to die before,
That's how it happens. Unfortunately.
I have a friend. He always used to say, "Boy, you know how much people woke up dead this morning?" And I'm saying, "You're a stupid man."
What a thing to say.
And we also have like these polo shirts.
Yes. They look good.
We just got a new shipment in, so they're now available, and also the caps. I didn't wear the cap because I wanted to show off my bald top. Because I have a picture.
Your glow.
Yeah.
It's your glow. Yes.
There's a picture of me when I was 21 years old on the ship, and I had hair and it was black, and I didn't have all this gray in it, but.
I have to see this picture. The gray looks good on you.
So the woman, the office manager said she's going to take a picture of me and put it beside the old one and say, "This is what happens in 4 years of presidency."
4 years. Is that true? Did it really stress you out? I think you enjoy what you're doing.
I do. Everybody knows me. I mean, I've been president of Lions Club. I've done this and that. But people know my brother, my younger brother, much more because he used to be the premier here. Kurt Tibbetts, you probably heard about him, or you probably know him.
You know, Kurt Tibbetts?
Of
course I know who he is, yes.
That's my baby brother.
Yeah, Mr. Tibbetts, yes, okay.
Everybody thinks he's older, but he's actually 6 years younger than me, so we won't go there.
Yeah, well, let's say, I think there should be a different picture done now. So it could be before premiership, and then when you become premier, and let's see how that experience might age you in those 4 years there.
So they can come around to the office and buy in addition to paying this is another thing. They have to pay dues every year, once a year.
Okay.
They pay dues. But we have so many people who...
How much are the dues?
The dues are $220 per person. Per year, not per month, per year.
Per year. It's an annual fee. What does it go towards?
Well, I was about to say that the membership fee entitles you to all of the benefits that government affords, not Southwell or not...
Right? Southwell with all of his
or not Global Seaman Union. When you apply there and you become a member, and they have their own way, government, well, you should know that government has their own way of investigating people. So if you think that
or not
that you
yes.
that you can tell a lie or something and get away with it, no, because we don't decide who gets the benefits. We just verify that this person is a member, and we have a register slip, a register book that every time we have a meeting you have to sign in, and every now and then they come and check it, because if the person comes and says, "Oh yeah, I go to meeting now," and, well, I don't see your name here for the last 6 years.
So they also have to be attending the meetings.
Yes.
Okay.
And then also another thing that people have tried to do. Are we going on a break now? Or?
No, we have a phone call. This is my phone call signal.
Oh, okay.
We do have a call. We're taking the call right now.
Okay, go ahead.
So just because we're shortly before the 2 p.m. news. Good afternoon, caller. Thanks for calling Talk Today.
Yes, could I speak to Mr. Benson, please?
Of course, he's right here for you to speak with. Go ahead.
I can't hear.
Oh, yeah, you have to throw the headphones on. Hold on, don't ask the question to Mr. Denniston yet. He's going to put those the headphones on right beside him. He didn't want to hide his head, but now we have to hide his head a little bit with the headphones.
Hello? Mr. Benson?
Yes?
This is Lynn, Dave's wife Lynn.
Who?
Dave's wife Lynn.
Dave's wife?
Dave's wife, Lynn. Okay.
Yes.
What can I do for you, ma'am?
I have something to show you. I can't walk. If you could come by the house, I will show it to you, sir. Please.
Where is the house again?
Down Rockford. 51A Rockford.
51A Rockford. And what is your number, Miss Lynn?
We can take the information offline. I think Susan would prefer that you don't give your information over the air.
No, I don't mind. I don't know if she does.
Yeah, we're talking about the caller. But if you want to give the info, go ahead, give the info.
No, I just need to get her number so I can call her and make a time. Miss Lynn?
Oh, did she leave? Did she hang up?
Oh, well, I got it anyhow. 51 area code.
Oh, we need you to call back, Miss Lynn.
All right.
Oh, there you are. There you are. Okay, hold on.
What is the number I can get in touch with you, ma'am?
917-9121.
9121.
Yes.
And were you the lady that had the restaurant down there?
No, sir.
Oh, okay. All right, Miss Lynn, I will call you and then make a time and come by and see you, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, ma'am. Have a good evening.
All right, thank you so much, Denniston, for taking that call. And
in my haste, I've been here so often that I normally put this on and keep it on, and I don't know why I didn't put it on this time.
Well, that's okay. Well, when we take calls, it's then you can put your headphones on. But you wanted to show your head, remember? So I didn't want to.
Yeah.
I didn't want to take that away from you. So right before Miss Lynn called, you had mentioned that there's annual fees that people who are members of the Seafarers Association have to pay, but they also have to attend these meetings.
They have to attend at least 8 meetings out of the 12, because we have a meeting every month, except when it was COVID, of course, then we had to close down because government said so.
Right.
But normally it's once per month, the 3rd Tuesday of every month we have a meeting.
Okay.
At 7:30. And recently we've got an influx of people who have been living in the States and other countries and think that they can come now and just still live in the States and get the ex gratia from government. Government
have their cake and eat it too.
Yes, government doesn't appreciate that very, very much. So we have to make them aware of it, and then they decide who's who.
Okay.
But that's another story again.
So hold on to the rest of your thoughts, because right now it's 2 p.m. and we got to go to our 2 p.m. news headlines.
Okay. Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman.
Your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
With your latest headlines, I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins. Water Authority Cayman have planned works to upgrade the water supply infrastructure along Grackle Road off Godfrey Nixon Way. Preliminary work began the week of April 18th, and the project will continue through mid-May. Work will take place on weekdays between 7:30 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. Traffic management measures will be in place during the works with signs directing the traffic flow. Customers in the area may experience service outages throughout the work. Customers can visit waterauthority.ky for outage notices. In international news, the Taliban has ordered a ban on video sharing app TikTok, insisting they were leading Afghan youths astray. The militant group said it would also ban TV channels from airing what it deemed as immoral material. It comes after recent bans on music, movies, and television soap operas. The Taliban promised a softer approach to government when it took power last year, but has increasingly curtailed freedoms, especially for women. The group was known for their severe version of Islamist rule that characterized their first stint in government between 1996 and 2001. Former heavyweight boxer Mike Tyson punched a fellow airline passenger after the person threw a water bottle at him, Tyson's spokesperson has said. Video taken on the plane shows Tyson leaning over his seat as he lands repeated punches on an unidentified man. A spokesperson for the Boxing Hall of Famer confirmed Tyson had an incident with an aggressive passenger who was harassing him. Police were dispatched and temporarily detained 2 individuals. One person was treated at San Francisco International Airport for non-life-threatening injuries. These are your headlines. I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Kathy Miller, filling in for Sterling Dwayne Banks. And in this segment of Talk Today, We are welcoming Denison Tibbetts, who is the president of the Cayman Islands Seafarers Association, and he's giving us an update on what is going on with the association. I want to remind people that they can call us or send us a WhatsApp. Call us at 1-800-534-8255, 949-8037, 949-6990, or you can WhatsApp 925-3261. All right, Denniston, you were giving us some updates, so please
very much.
Please do continue.
Every year we have a calendar. The 2022 calendar was dedicated to the women of seafarers. Next year's calendar will be for the oilers and the firemen. So any of the members who were firemen or oilers on their last, when they retired from sea, please come in and see us, because we need to get the stories from them so we can put them in next year's calendar. And pictures too, of course.
And that the calendar is sold. It's sold, or is it free?
No, we sell them. It's a fundraising thing.
It's excellent. Okay, great.
Although people think that they're free.
Well, that's why I had to ask, because you were like, "Come on, Kathy, we sell them," but you never know.
Well, it's one of the few things that we do for fundraising.
Mm-hmm.
And we've decided this year, starting in June, that we're going to have Mondays and Fridays. Seamen will come in between 9 and 3. Seamen will come to visit the hall, and we'll play dominoes and listen to stories and whatnot. And that's Mondays and Fridays. And Tuesdays from 9 to 3 will be for the ladies.
Oh, okay.
And I'm reminded that the government, I won't call any minister's name, but the government is now trying to see how I call them first wives, but the original wives of seamen, because so many seamen have divorced and married again, and the first wife was the one who did all the things with the children, so government is trying now to incorporate them into the system of help, of the ex gratia payments.
Wow, that sounds like a very generous, a great thing to do.
Yeah, I think it is, and we've been talking about it to various departments of government, and it looks like it might happen.
Okay.
I won't keep my fingers crossed, but Okay. But it's something that we thought about, and actually it went across very well with the people who we spoke to. So let's see what happens.
Was it more the first wives that have requested this, or was it something that the Seafarers Association
No, it's something that we thought about. Well, my mother, God rest her soul, but she was responsible when my dad was a sea captain with National Book, and when he went away, she was mother and father.
Right.
Unfortunately, they divorced too, and he married. Well, of course, it wouldn't apply to them because both of them are now deceased. However, there are a lot of men much older than me who have divorced their first wife, the woman who did all of the...
Held it down,
yeah. For these younger ladies.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking nothing away from the younger ladies, because, youth is something that everybody tries to grab onto.
Apparently.
Yeah, but...
till the younger ladies leave them for somebody younger with a bigger bank account.
Exactly.
That's usually how that works.
Exactly. Either that or they're gold diggers, I call them. Because
that's why I said bank account.
Yeah. But so they deserve something.
Mm-hmm.
The woman, the original woman, I call them. Where are we now?
I like that idea. So you were just telling us that the first wives, there's plans for to hopefully give the ex gratia to the first wives.
Then the Tuesdays from 9 to 3 will be the wives of seafarers. Because once a seafarer is a member, then he just pays an additional amount for his wife, and both of them become members.
Oh, okay.
But the man has to become a member first.
Okay.
And then another thing, if the wife becomes a widow, she has to come back into the office and sign up some different forms for everything else to continue as it was before.
Okay.
But to not do anything, then nothing happens.
So she would receive the monthly stipend.
Right. So she has to come into the office, and the office manager will have different papers that she needs to sign, and they have to be signed in front of a justice of the peace. And we have an in-house justice of the peace, so all the office manager has to do is call that person, and he'll come and sign it all up and all that.
Okay.
But it has to be done once the man dies and you become a widow, or the wife becomes a widow, then she has to fill these forms before everything can continue as it was.
And that's understandable, and I think that process happens in most instances
right.
when, you know.
And once you become a widow, the cost per year goes down from $220 to $170. So.
Okay. I know JP for you as well, in case yours can't make it that day.
You do?
I do. We
I'll
got Miss
find
Paulette.
out who that is.
What? You know, fellow Lions Club member. What? Miss Paulette?
Oh, Paulette is one too?
Yes. Wow.
They offered it to me some years ago, and I said, no, I don't want too much work.
You got enough on your plate right now to do, yes.
And we're planning a photo shoot of the entire not entire membership, because we couldn't hold all of them, but the people who actually attend meetings, because we have a lot of them who are bedridden and housebound.
Right.
But the people who attend meetings, I asked them at the last meeting to broadcast it so that people can come by 6 o'clock on the 17th of May, because we're having someone with a drone and all that to take a group picture. We're going to be outside of the hall.
Very cool.
And that'll be in the next year's calendar.
I love it.
Yeah.
So when is that photo shoot happening?
At May's meeting.
Okay.
Which is the 17th, I think it is.
Okay. The Tuesday.
The third Tuesday of the month.
Yes.
If they could, the meeting normally starts at 7:30, but if they could get there by 6, and we provide bus service for them too, so we'll try to get them to come
a little earlier, because we have to organize a bunch of people for a photo, right. And I know
and
what that's like.
the guy that's doing the photo shoot, he wants light.
Oh yeah,
real light.
Yeah.
You know.
6 is almost pretty late, but so that's
good. No, it's long days and short nights now, so
okay.
The day is a little longer.
So he's good with that. Okay, all right.
Yeah. What again? Oh, and we have a social every 4 times a year. March, June, September, and December. June's social will actually take the form of a June 25th each year is known as the Seafarers' Day. June 25th each year is known as Seafarers' Day. So what we have decided, the committee, that is the council, will have a family fair day on the Saturday, which is the 28th.
Okay.
So we won't have the June social on the Tuesday.
Yeah.
We'll have it on the 20th, and the children and grandchildren, we're gonna have bouncing castles and hot dogs and pizzas and all. You know, the whole family fair thing.
Yes.
That's on the 28th, though. That's a Saturday.
Right.
From 9 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon.
Okay.
So we have to try to remember that one.
That is a Seafarers' Day celebration at the Seafarers Hall?
Yes,
okay.
Yes. And it's going to be a family fair day. And again, I have to remind members, dues are due from the first day of January each year. So please pay your dues, because we can't operate without those dues being paid.
What happens if they don't pay their dues?
Well, we have a few people who have, I don't know if they refuse or some of them say, I send out a letter every year reminding people, and they throw it in the garbage. That's the only thing I can say.
I do that with a lot of my bills, so I get it. But You know, they would shut off my CUC and water if I didn't pay them.
Well,
so.
I was about to say the government is notified of this because, like I said, government comes in every now and then and checks to see, and then they'll ask the office manager, has this guy paid up? Well, he hasn't paid for 6 years. Okay, we're going to shut him off. Government shuts them off, not us. So because the government is so good to the seafarers, I mean, we were, and we still remain somehow. Last year was declared the year of the seafarer.
Right, it was.
And we changed a piece of, the government changed for us a piece of the road.
Harbour Drive,
Seafarers Way, and a park is planned for where the tower building, was it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I know, and right behind the Dairy Tower building, right behind Dairy Queen area.
Yeah.
I don't remember it as Tower building, so, you know.
Yeah, well, I think it was the tower building.
Yes, it is.
And we had a groundbreaking ceremony last year.
Yeah. So,
government knows and recognizes the fact that seafarers were the backbone of the economy that everybody comes here and enjoys now, but it wasn't always like that.
Right.
So we like to praise ourselves sometimes.
As you should.
But yes, I was just about to say, we are well worth it. As a matter of fact, legend says that in 1959, I think it was, all the allotments that had been saved by the government savings bank, they were given. The government was given the okay to pay the people that worked for government at the time, because the government didn't have enough money at that particular time, so they used the money that seafarers had saved.
Wow.
So we contributed our share.
Seafarers rubbed government's back. Yeah. Government's rubbing seafarers back in that sense.
So.
But it's important for people to know that if their ex gratia is given to them, if it's taken away, it's government who provides that funding.
Yes.
And if they don't pay their dues, it's government that takes away that funding.
Exactly.
Yes. It's
well,
not
actually,
the Seafarers
they also take away the insurance because part of the.
Yes, I know. I would look at. Wow, Susan, you would be very impressed by Denniston because he was going to a sentence and he looked up at the clock and he knew it was time for a commercial break. We'll be right back.
Busy. Feel like there's not just enough hours in the day. Savannah Pharmacy, service to make your life easier. Now you can WhatsApp your prescription order to 929-5045. And pickup is just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours including Sundays and holidays. WhatsApp your prescription order to 929-5045. Savannah Pharmacy, wholesome values with modern conveniences.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointment.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vant Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vant Motors, Walkers Road.
On April 23rd, Payne Duty Free is opening a brand new store. Join us for the launch of Payne Leather Goods and Accessories at 40 Royal Plaza, Edward Street. Shop and experience a selection of high-quality leather bags and accessories by brands such as Kate Spade and Food Lab. Enjoy live entertainment and complimentary drinks and bites. Visit Payne Duty Free Facebook for more information.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Kathy Miller, filling in for Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. And on this segment of Talk Today, I have Dennison Tibbetts, president of the Seafarers Association, and he's giving updates for the association for the members. We do have a call online right now, so we will take that call. Good afternoon. Thank you for calling Talk Today.
Hey, Kathy Miller.
How are you?
I'm good. Good. Question for Dennison. Last year, which was the year of the Seafarers, I attended, I think, just about every function that was held.
Who is this, by the way?
She might not tell you. She doesn't have to tell you.
I would like to know.
Tell Dennison, he's supposed to know. But anyway, Dennison, this is Pinky.
Okay,
anyway,
Pinky.
Yeah, all right. What I recall, and this is probably more to do with Alfonso than you, but I don't remember if it was because of COVID why there were restrictions. Anyway, what I do remember is that we had been promised that there would be more functions on this district level to recognize many of the seafarers who hadn't, got their recognition at the big events. It was clearly said that there would be other events all through the year. And, what happened about that?
We were hoping to get that going from November last year, but the COVID thing put a stall on that. But it has not been forgotten. It's just that we have to get clear of all these masks and things that we use. So yes, Alfonso was in charge of that. But the reason why some people were given, I think at the beginning we said it would just be officers or
That's
captains,
right.
and
Yeah.
No, but a lot of people don't understand that, A lot of people say, "Oh, well, my husband did." So, well,
Jensen, try to stop with the impersonation. My God.
I love it.
Anyway, I understood it very well. As you know, I come from a family with many brothers. I had 6 brothers, 5 of whom went to sea. Some achieved the officer position and were recognized. But I'm not speaking specifically to my own family. I just know that there were many others who were promised, well, you get your turn is coming. We're going to have smaller events on a smaller scale in each district. So that's all. I just wondered what.
It has. Earlier, they have not forgotten about it. It's just that it has had to been put on hold because of the COVID situation. That's the only reason.
Yeah, but Anson, that's kind of making sense because we had the bigger event during.
Well, I can only tell you what they tell me, okay?
Oh, right, sir. And you're not government, so you do that. And Kathy, you must be quite confused because you've heard a number of names now. This is Lorna Bush.
Well, no, that's the thing is, I was like, I swear I know this voice, and I thought it was you, but I
know her as Evelio, you see.
Yeah, well, I haven't heard you as Pinky, so I learned this today.
That was her nickname when we were kids.
Okay, so that's
a long time ago.
I like it. I like how you gave the nickname actually first.
She actually gave it first.
Time ago. You got that right. Bye for now.
Thanks, Lorna. Nice to hear from you.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, I don't like to give people's names unless they do. Unless it's a regular caller, then they're good with saying who they are. So you never know. So right before the break, we were talking about.
Oh yes, I wanted to.
I think the insurance.
To say
you had to touch
something happened
on.
to me yesterday, and it has happened on occasions, and I never really had a chance to talk about it. When a member of the association, pays his dues at the beginning of each year, they are dues. They are not insurance dues. This lady called me and said, "Well, I pay my insurance every year." And I said, "Ma'am, it's not an insurance because it is a fee, a membership fee that you pay each year, and government in turn grants you the insurance free of cost. All you have to do is pay the the membership fees.
And you mean
So-
healthcare insurance?
Yeah, cynical.
Yes. Okay.
And I tell you, and she was not the only person who, I mean, I won't call her name, but she has not been the only person who has said that, called me on the phone. Well, I pay my insurance every year, blah, blah. I said, Mom, you don't pay, or sir, you don't pay insurance.
So there is some confusion with that.
So I'd just like to clarify that the membership dues is separate and apart from we don't collect insurance. How could we collect for Cineco anyhow?
Exactly, yeah.
So, but people
people aren't sure, so
people are people.
And people are people, and sometimes they just don't know. They're unsure. One person could be telling them something else, and
that's
they're
another
trusting,
thing.
so.
I have a lady who works at my house for the last 23 years. And she only reads or listens to the headline. I said, listen, lady, you got to read the entire thing because she forms her own opinion by just the headlines.
Yeah, me too.
You're guilty of that too?
I am. I'll scan headlines.
It must be a woman thing.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes they take so long to get to the point of a story. In the first paragraph, it should tell me what I need to know. If you're not going to capture me, I'm not going to continue to read what you have written.
And the office number is 947-7378. 947-7378. My cell number, 916-3334. Easy to remember. 916-3334.
Susan brought the mic down when you gave your personal cell number.
Really?
I'm teasing you. No, she didn't do that.
She, of all people, shouldn't do that because her father was a seafarer. As a matter of fact, Susan can become a member as an adult child of a seafarer. I forgot to tell her that a while ago.
Okay, Susan.
So she can become a member.
Something for her to think about. What do the adult childs? Is there a benefit that they receive, or
no benefits except just being there?
And
you can partake in everything that we do.
Yes.
Yeah.
You might get invited to the social events like I just got invited to, Susan. So.
And we could go on, but I have to say thank you so much for having me this afternoon. I think I've covered some of the grounds that I came for, but some of my own writing I can't even read it anymore. But
at least you can write, because I think it's going to be a lost art form pretty soon.
Yeah, we won't go there, please.
Hey, I think you should always learn to know how to read and write, absolutely.
But now we're talking about social media and all that kind of thing. Oh my God, that's taking me forever.
I didn't even say social media. What do you mean it's taking you forever?
I was at a funeral. I was at a funeral last evening. Very good friend of mine. His wife passed away. But anyway, her son did the obituary, and he said, even though his mother had departed this life, he knows that in heaven they have Wi-Fi, so she'll be on social media, and the place roared. First time I've ever heard a funeral everybody roared. Anyway, that's another story all by itself. But I was saying thank you very, very, very much, and although we've met before, we've never spoken at length. So
now they're going to definitely try to keep us apart. You know that, right?
Well,
it's been a good chemistry in here. They're going to be no, not those two together.
Anyway, on behalf of the Seafarers Association, I'd like to thank the Cayman Islands government for all that they do for us, and I'd like to thank Radio Cayman for inviting me every now and then to do my little updates.
Yes.
So thank you very much, and
thank
God
you.
bless.
Thank you for being
here.
Have
a good evening.
Well, he just sounds like he just signed himself off, and he's like, okay, I'm leaving now. Oh, who said I was even done, Denniston? Who said I was done? You just want to get that in there before we reach the end.
Well,
he's cognizant now of the commercial breaks.
Let me tell you, when if you ever get to know me, I'm a talker. So don't tempt me to talk all.
It's talk today.
Every time I come with Sterling, he'll go on till 3:00.
He can, yes.
Yeah.
He can. Sterling has that gift.
But you can't.
Whew. How do you know that I can't?
I'm asking.
I can and I can't. It
Okay.
depends. So, it depends what's happening in the situation, the conversations talk
You
about
might
the
be
topical things.
You can stretch it further.
I can, I have.
Okay,
I
but-
love it when people call in and we talk and whatnot.
Yeah,
so.
that's another thing. I mean, we only had two people call in so far. We got 5 minutes left, so call in, please.
By 5 minutes, he means 3 minutes. I mean, I guess he doesn't want to talk to me anymore. Nah. I'm teasing you, Denniston. But I have a question for you, because you mentioned you are getting a lot of calls from people. They're maybe not sure about when to pay their dues, or, as you said, they're paying their insurance, or they think they're paying their insurance. And this is going to be the older part of society. So it's going to be just older people. And I have a feeling you're somewhat frustrated from social media, perhaps, and you know how the world is going in that way. What I see happening is there is a big digital transformation happening. Like, everything's going online to apply. Go online and apply. But I feel that a lot of the time, a lot of businesses will forget about the older generation that don't have that savviness, don't understand how to send a photo via text, via SMS or WhatsApp, right? Some people don't even know what WhatsApp is. So I'm cognizant of the fact that there's quite a few older seafarers out there, and that computers and smartphones is just not their thing. It's harder for them to grasp. So how do you try to make things more accessible for these older seafarers? And
well, we are fortunate. We have there's a big company out of New York called Cisco.
Mm-hmm.
They have actually donated a Wi-Fi at our office that seafarers can come and park and just talk, use their smartphones. But anything that they want to know or to say or to do, the office manager is an IT specialist, so she knows everything about computers and whatnot. I get a little frustrated with people. When I call, I get you call so and so. Please listen to the number carefully and all that. I mean, come on, give me a break here.
There's a disconnect.
And then also, another thing, I hate to say this, but another thing, companies who I call, especially, they have someone, and I don't have nothing against a foreigner, because I was a foreigner for a long time in another man's country. But if you're going to put somebody to answer your phone, can they not speak English?
I'd have to agree with you there.
I mean,
in an English-speaking country.
You call and can I don't want to because I can imitate people pretty good, but I don't want.
We don't want to go there. We might get in trouble.
I don't want to go there, but it's annoying to know that a company probably employs that person because they have to pay them less, and that to me that's a no-no. If you're going to operate in the Cayman Islands, you need to have someone answering that phone, if they have to answer the phone, that can speak English and understand properly.
Communicate clearly.
Yeah, it's...
English could be your second language, no problem, as we have so many people in the Cayman Islands, which English is their second language, or third, maybe fourth. But just to be able to communicate clearly, that's what's most important. Be able to communicate,
that is.
have a good grasp of the language. Knowing another language in itself is absolutely amazing. So nobody's knocking anybody for that. It's just that clear communication. Yeah.
So that kind of gets to me. As far as the computers and smart, I'm grasping it gradually. But I'm from the old school, I mean.
But at the association, the big thing is you have somebody to help others that don't grasp it.
To be honest, I wonder sometimes especially when I travel, and the things that one has to do now, how does people cope, or how do people cope with it? People, like 75, 80 years old, how and you see them on the flights, you see them, somebody obviously is doing it for them.
for a majority, likely, but then
Yeah.
there's also very, very capable people that
yeah,
have been able
yeah,
to
oh,
really
yeah.
adapt and keep up to with
one
technological
of
changes, right?
one of my best friends who is not a Caymanian, but he's a computer person, and anything that I want, I just go to him, and he lets me, So.
And at the association, you have somebody who's there to help
Oh,
you
yeah,
go through that
yeah,
process.
yeah,
That's the
yeah.
important thing. So on
And
that
then, like
note,
I said, the Wi-Fi thing is free.
don't tell people that. We don't want a whole
Oh,
bunch
we
of
have
people to know
tell
that.
them, we have to tell them because
Now everybody's going to be showing up in your parking lot.
well, it's free, but only for old people.
All right,
Anyway, it's time.
We're gonna end on these notes here. Thank you for joining me this afternoon, for coming in and giving everybody an update on what's going on with the Seafarers Association.
Thank you too for having me.
I promised Cayman Enterprise City that I would give the website if I remembered, and luckily I remembered. Surprisingly, I remembered. So if anybody heard our first segment and we talked about the business design competition, they want to learn more, it's going to happen again. The website to visit is enterprisecayman.ky. And on that note, I believe Sterling's back with us next week. But I enjoyed being here. I love doing Talk Today. I enjoyed it. Meet so many great people. Have so many great discussions. So thanks for being here with me this week, and have a great weekend, Cayman. Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration, Tourism and Transport. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. MedLab in Smith Road Plaza, your complete medical laboratory solution. Call 949-7331. And Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside Shopping Village, convenient opening hours including Sundays and holidays.
Six years.
3 beloved isles.
1 beloved station, Radio Cayman.